I'm Jennie Blackwood, a small-town mom of four who refused to settle for a life that didn't light me up. When everything felt uncertain, I didn't run back to a 9-to-5. I bet on myself. I took a simple idea and turned it into an almost 7-figure business my first year, all while being a mom first. Now I'm here to help you trust your own power, chase the dream that keeps tapping your shoulder, and build a life that feels like you. This is Girl, Why Not You? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Girl, Why Not You? I am your host, Jennie Blackwood. And here's the thing. Before we start, I want you to know I want to talk to one specific woman today because I know she's listening. You're the woman who is good at something, like really good. Maybe you do hair, maybe you do lashes, maybe you do nails or skin or tans. Maybe you bake or you clean or you coach. And people absolutely love what you do. Your phone goes off, your calendar is full, and from the outside, everybody thinks you've made it. But you're tired, okay? Can anybody relate to that? You're booked and you're busy and you're still doing the math in your head at midnight, wondering why full doesn't quite feel like free. And there's a second version of you listening too. The one who hasn't started yet. You've got a day job. You've got bills. Maybe you've got a kid or two depending on you, and you have this quiet little idea you keep tucked away because it feels irresponsible to want it. So here's the truth. I want to say straight to you, and I want you to actually hear me, okay? Open up those ears, ladies. Being booked is not the same thing as being free, okay? You guys, busy is not a business model. A full calendar can be the most beautiful looking cage in the world. You don't need to work more hours. You need to own the thing that you've built, and you're allowed to want the version of your life where the business works without eating you alive. What a concept, right? Listen, okay, I did not pull that out of thin air. My guest today has lived every single inch of it. I want you guys to meet Stacy Fike. Stacy is the founder of Glow Girl Spray Tanning Boutique in Houston, Texas, and the creator of GlowPro, her spray tan certification and business development program. And here's the part I need you to sit with, all right? Everybody saddle up here. Stacy built Glow Girl on a $500 start. $500, okay? She was teaching 6th grade at the time as a single mom with a mortgage and full financial responsibility on her shoulders. And guess what? Nobody was coming to save her. No investors, no loans, no business background. She built it one spray tan at a time. Mobile first, then out of a converted room in her own house scheduled around her daughter's schedule. Then a rented room inside somebody else's hair salon, into one of Houston's top-rated salons with more than 60,000 spray tans done and 400 plus 5-star reviews. 20 plus years in the beauty industry. Okay, that's a long time, Stacy. A finalist for Houston's best tanning salon, a private label product line, and now an internationally accredited online certification program teaching other women how to do the same thing. And why her story matters to me is this. Stacy didn't get rescued. She got strategic. She kept the paycheck while she built the thing. She made her limitations work instead of waiting for them to disappear. And then she stopped being the technician and became the freaking CEO. That's the whole ball game, you guys. That's the leap almost nobody teaches women how to take. So, here's what we're covering today. 1, the exact moment she stopped seeing a side hustle and started seeing a brand, and what changed the second that she saw that. 2, how she left the security of teaching with no loans and no investors, and what she'd tell you to have in place before you do something like that. 3, why she says we don't need more spray tan artists. We need more spray tan business owners. And friend, swap in your own industry here, okay? Because this is your conversation too. 4, The systems, the unglamorous, boring, life-giving systems that let a business grow without swallowing your whole life. Stacy, welcome to Girl, Why Not You? I have so been looking forward to this. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jenny. That intro was fabulous. I want to meet Stacy.
Stacy is amazing. I love that. Yes. This is season 2 we're in now, and it seems that my intros are still hitting everybody. Okay, I love it. So I want to go back to the start before any of the things we just mentioned existed, okay? Before the boutique, before GlowPro, before anybody knew your name. I want to start with her, okay? The woman in the classroom. Who was she?
So it's kind of funny. It's back to school season right now, and I feel like a lot of students are looking at, especially your seniors, are looking at like, this is the year you make some changes, you do the things, you go to college. And I can look back when I was a teenager, hitting the tanning bed on a regular basis. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I love a good tan. But I can remember when I was getting those college brochures, I ended up at the same time ordering myself a tanning supply catalog. Ooh. You know, it was nothing back then. It was like nothing but a bunch of goggles and stickers and light bulbs and things like that. And I was just flipping through those, dreaming at some point one day, well, maybe I could have a tanning salon. And then life starts to happen. You know, you go off to college, you start figuring out different things, you get new interests. And I learned after my first year at college that at that time, college wasn't the right fit for me. I just wasn't ready for it. But I had parents that were like, you have to do something. What's it going to be? I enrolled in a massage therapy program. And that program allowed me to kind of get my feet wet with just the spa and salon industry in general. Gracefully over years, I've always had a hustle mentality. And I was working anywhere and anywhere that I could, you know, keep an apartment for myself because I wasn't going to move home. And I finally landed a job with Spa Nordstrom here at the Houston Galleria. They were new to Houston. And I landed the lead therapist position, which allowed me to not only just like train our new staff that was coming in, but it also allowed me the freedom to find new modalities and new beauty services that might have been new in the industry. Spray tanning, this was probably in the early 2000s. I'm from the 1900s. So this was like the early 2000s. And spray tanning was just kind of a buzz. And I convinced Nordstrom to let me try it out. And after they agreed. Nice. And in a short amount of time, I was doing nothing but spray tans for Spa Nordstrom. Wow. I figured out at the time that there was a very elite clientele that were coming to Nordstrom. Those clients started asking me to come to their home to do spray tanning services. And that's really how I kind of began the whole spray tan thing. It wasn't the forefront of my work, my job, even my vision. And during that whole process, I became a single mom.
Oh my gosh. When it rains, it pours.
Oh yeah. It raises the bar. It changes your focus. It changes your priorities. And I decided at that point that maybe I could do this. You know, I needed more time. I needed more flexibility and started the mobile services. Just kind of quietly phased myself out of Nordstrom. Still have great rapport with Nordstrom. A lot of the foundation of my customer service comes to the skills that I learned from that environment. But I quickly learned that mobile services was not time friendly and provide me the profits that I needed to, you know, keep me and my daughter, you know, comfortable. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll convert a little room in my home. And I did that for a long time. At the same time, I was also like, okay, if this spray tanning thing, like it's fine, but maybe I can't do this forever. I went back to school and finished my degree, got my degree in teaching.
Good for you.
Yeah. So I was almost 40 years old when I finished my degree, but it also was down to like, you know, I was raising a daughter now. And if I was going to tell her to go to college, if I'm going to talk the talk, I better walk the walk. So I need that degree. And it just kind of went from there. I liked the tanning. I liked making women feel confident in their own skin. I liked the interaction, the social aspect of all of it, the beauty part. But I also knew that I needed, a benefits package and all those adult things that we all need when we have a family. So I did the teaching by day and did spray tans in the evening. And I remember it was only, like when my daughter would leave to go visit her dad, that was kind of my window of, let's run this spray tanning business out of the third room in my house.
Sure.
We're in the room. This is actually converted into my business office. This is the room that I used to do tanning in. Yes.
That is so cool.
Yes.
I love that.
But I ended up sitting down one day because most of the people that were coming to my home were like friends, girls I knew, girlfriends, friends. But it got to a point where it's referrals of referrals. And I didn't know these women anymore. So I sat down and I knew that building this little side hustle thing, I had to have consent forms and things like that. So I kept track of things. I tried to run it like a real business as much as I could at that point.
Yeah.
There was no social media. There was no marketing aspect. There was no booking software, things of that nature. But I sat down one day and counted how many consent forms I had, how many women had come through my house. And it was over 700 women.
Oh my gosh. I hope you had a glass of wine while you were counting all those.
We did plenty of that around here.
Yes.
So I was like, I got to get this out of my house. I found a local hair salon that had like a glorified closet in the back of their salon. And I was like, I will rent that from you if you let me come and do spray tans here in the evenings on the weekends. And they allowed it. And it just kind of gracefully grew from there.
So cool.
I then was able to, there were women that would come in sometime and they're like, if I could come in here and get a tan after I carpool drop off, that would be so much more convenient. And I was like, well, maybe I could hire a girlfriend or somebody to do this during the day. And I could come in during the evening still like I normally would. And I knew how to train people. I had already done that for Nordstrom for years.
Sure.
So I hired somebody and they would work during the day. I would work during the evenings. And it got to a point where I could advertise a little bit now, have a Facebook page for my business. I felt comfortable because I was around other beauty service providers. Again, as a mom, you sit down and you reevaluate, what's coming in, what's going out. And I figured out that if I took the leap of faith, hired maybe 1-2 more girls, I could probably stop this teaching gig and really support myself and my family and be just fine, just comfortable.
Oh, absolutely.
And I did it. I opened a storefront with multiple employees, multiple tanning rooms. Yeah. That was a big, scary freaking moment.
Yeah, oh my gosh, but so cool. It's crazy to think that, this all started from you getting a job at Nordstrom and going, hey, this tanning thing seems kind of cool. The fact that you even got such a big entity like Nordstrom to say, yeah, let's try it, Stacey. Let's throw this into the mix here. That's also huge. I mean, that just shows that obviously they saw something inside you, like Stacey knows what the heck she's doing. But where you took it is wild. And it's crazy. I think everybody thinks that when you have this life-changing idea or business or something that comes to mind, that it has to be this big grand thing. But no, it can start just that small, where it's just a thought. And then that thought ends up having a million iterations along the way. And then that's what snowballs into this awesome venture.
It was a very slow burn, happened very organically. It was that initial investment of $500 to buy my equipment and some big tent and a couple of different products to use.
Yeah.
But I knew that $500 to get my return on investment on that only required me to do maybe 10, 12 tans for what I was charging at that point. And I was like, I got 10, 12 friends that I can tan. And if it doesn't work out, well, I at least earned my money back and I got this fun little tent and tanning, I can keep myself tan.
Yes.
But the referrals kept coming, thankfully. Yeah. And I just kept rolling with it.
That is so amazing. Just out of curiosity, can you tan yourself or must you be tan?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's talented. That's talented to be like, try to get your arm out as far enough to be able to reach all the places. Good for you. Okay.
Come on, moms know how to do anything.
They really do. And we'll make it work. If we want to look good, we'll make it work, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's exhausting to think about it, but we're making it happen. You look very nice and tan now. And these lights that I have pouring on my face are reminding me how badly I need to go get a spray tan. So between that and your adorable haircut that I'm going to steal, thank you for all of this today. So this is crazy. The fact that you started with an idea and $500 and then you've grown it into where you're at today, that's a big shift. When did you realize, like, I'm not building a spray tan business, you were building a brand? Take me into that. Like, where were you? What were you doing? What happened right before that thought landed?
So that really, it really was viable at that point. It really felt like I was doing something.
Yeah.
When I was in my storefront, I had been in there for about a year and I'm just hustling. We're just trying to make sure I've got all the systems rolling. We're making an income. People are still getting paid. We're keeping the lights on.
Yeah.
And I had a friend of mine come in for a spray tan service. I had tanned her a few times before, but she's also an entrepreneur here in Houston, Texas, that started her own cosmetic line. And I totally admired her. She had a little more gusto than I did. She wasn't the single mom, so she could take a little more chance, bigger investment.
Yeah.
And she came in to get a tan and we were having just candid conversation during her service. And she's like, hey, she goes, have you done the math on how much more you're earning now than you did when you were a teacher?
Oh.
And I hadn't done that. I was so busy just trying to keep it going that I hadn't actually stepped back and been like, okay, what are we really doing here?
Sure.
So as I'm standing there tanning her and she asked me this question, I do the quick little calculation. And 1 year into opening this little storefront, I had done 8 times more than my teacher salary had afforded me. And it was incredible. That kind of holy moly moment that I was like, I'm only 1 year in.
Yeah.
We're just getting going. And it was at that moment that I was like, this could really be something. I'm really doing something here.
That is amazing. And I think, it's like, you're right. When you're a mom, when you're trying to run a business, you're noticing that, yes, I'm paying my bills and things are working and things are good. But it's hard sometimes when you are starting your own business to really stop and be like, okay, my numbers are this, my profits are this, my EBIT is this, my da-da-da, because we're just going all the time. So that had to have been this unbelievable moment for you where you realized, oh my God, I went down the right path. I followed my gut, my intuition. I listened to the whisper, and here I am, crushing it.
That kind of gave me, when I did that, when she asked me that one silly question, just that one question, it changed my mindset to okay, we need to be doing bigger things. We're creating a brand here. This is its own identity. This is Glow Girl. This is a lifestyle for people.
Right.
So then I started making kind of different financial decisions on, okay, we need a product line. We need our logo and our name on products that complement what we're doing here so women can take this experience home with them.
Totally.
And it just kind of, the mindset shifted from I'm treading water to okay, we need to make long-term decisions on how this is going to look, who we're going to cater to, what this brand really is going to mean for women.
Yeah. So who at that time, when you're deciding wow, I really have a scalable opportunity here. I went from Nordstrom to your house to this other salon and you're like, I have this scalable opportunity, which is a really fun realization to have. Who was kind of in your corner at that time? Who was kind of helping you run through all these thoughts and where you were going to take the business?
I think it really came down to our customers and the feedback that I would get from them. I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs or business owners.
Yeah.
Both my parents were service providers. My father was a police officer. My mother was an RN. But they both loved what they did.
Yeah.
And they really instilled that in all of me and my siblings, that if you just love what you do, you can make it something really fun and really fulfilling for yourself. So it's not like I had this network of business owners that I was hobnobbing with all the time. I was just using the people I knew, the women I knew, the women who lived like me, talked like me, loved the things I loved. And I started just asking them. That's what I think created kind of our ecosystem and our brand is it's so just, hey girl, it's just that, hey girl, why not you? Why not you?
That is so cool. I think your tribe matters so much, the people that you surround yourself with. And it is crazy how when you do get in a room or over a glass of wine or whatever it is with other like-minded individuals, how much power comes out of those conversations. You know, it's just, it inspires you to maybe think a little bit different, you know, try things a different way. But I also love that you said you were really just listening to the feedback of your customers and you kind of let your journey be developed based on what they wanted.
100%. They're the ones paying the bills. They're the ones coming back. They're the ones telling their friends. Their input is probably the most valuable. Sure, I can sit through seminars and go to conferences and read all the books. Yeah. But your customers are going to drive your business more than any of it.
And you got to listen to them. Mm-hmm. That is your journey, is your customer. Without them, your journey comes to a screeching halt. So that's great advice. So let's get into the good stuff here because I really want the listeners to leave with something that they can use. Okay. So you talk about the 15-minute appointment model. Explain it to me and explain why it changes everything about profitability and also freedom.
I'm really into systems, like repeatable things that you can do over and over again and create the same outcome. That's essentially a spray tan is, yes, you're doing the same steps. It's just on a different silhouette every time. And if you're able to really efficiently do that service, and you can do that in 15 minutes or less, we book appointments every 15 minutes, that will change the way you manage your income. And it's not about like a cattle call just pushing people through. It's really about fine-tuning what those specific things in that spray tan that need to happen so that customer, their needs are met. They leave flawless. They're educated on how to take care of their tan, and they know how to, come back for their next appointment and prep for it. Creating systems is really the game changer in my industry. And I've been to places. Every time I travel, I try to go get a spray tan at, the different places in different cities. We're probably one of the only salons in the nation that does those 15-minute appointments. And one of the things our customers always say, especially when they're new, they're like, oh my God, that was so fast. Yeah. And I was like, what girl wants to stand in front of a stranger, naked and cold, for any longer? Like, come on.
Get us in and get us out. Totally. That makes a lot of sense. I know. It's always like awkward small talk the whole time. You're like, can you please just spray me a little bit faster so I can get the heck out of here? Thank you.
So, creating those systems, yes, it's great for our revenue, but it's good for the customer. We don't need to stand there feeling uncomfortable any longer than needed. Yeah. I know systems. It's hard. You kind of start flying the plane while you're building it. And then it's easy to just let every day just run you over. It's like I always think about kind of like when a wave crashes down on you and you're trying to get up and then another one crashes down on you. It can be really hard. And sometimes it can feel suffocating, but I do think that finding and implementing systems in any business is really what creates the freedom and gets you out of that cage. And it can be hard to do. And I'm going to be honest, like something I had to learn the hard way is I try to do so much myself for many different reasons, right? Being type A, never feeling like anybody can do it as good as I can, trying to save $1, all these different things. But if you hire the right people to come into your business and help implement change, if you just don't have the capacity, be okay with that. Be okay with asking for help. Be okay going the direction of where you can get help from somebody, because it is absolutely going to be what sets you free while you're still making income. Right? Absolutely. Yeah. You've got to have the right people, but you also have to have the right technology. I was fortunate, having worked in different spas and salons for, a portion of my life. I had been exposed to different kinds of software that can create those simplified automations, put those things on repeat. So I was a lot of like the business, I know girls that do like this texting back and forth to make appointments.
Ugh.
And I'm like, no, if there's one investment you make in your business right now, this moment, it's invest in the booking software. It's going to allow your customers a place to book their appointments and they don't have to go through you. Like that frees you up from having to answer those text messages in the middle of the night.
Sure.
It does your email and your text marketing. It does your credit card payments. It can give you analytics. Like invest in the software. The software I've used, and I'll just share with your audience, I've used it for over like a decade. Love it. So much so that I'm now an ambassador for Vagaro, which is a spa and salon software program. Yeah, it's that is invest in the software.
Makes so much sense. I've used Vagaro many times in things that I've been booking. It is a great process. It's very simple for the client, and I'm sure it's great on the back end for you as well. Can I ask you an ROI question?
Sure.
So if someone were to start a spray tanning business, and they're kind of wondering, well, what kind of numbers does that look like? If you were to give us a sample, especially with you being able to get people in and out 15 minutes, if you were to tell us like what a good day can look like when you're running people in and out 15 minutes, what would you say, like end of the day? What could somebody expect to maybe profit there?
So in our salon, and we're a smaller salon, we only have 2 treatment rooms. We have, about 4 technicians. On a busy day, and I'll just use because those are the best days.
Sure.
On a busy day, which would be a Thursday. In our industry, Thursdays are the day you're going to make
look good for the
money.
Weekend.
Yes, everybody's coming in. On a Thursday, our return on 2 little treatment rooms, booking appointments every 15 minutes, we take home about $3,000 to $5,000 just in that day.
That is freaking amazing.
It's fun. It's so fun, and it's so doable.
Oh my gosh. I love this so much. And I hope people listening are getting chills right now, or maybe they're like, wait a minute, maybe I just got my idea, and Stacey can help you with that.
Absolutely.
I love that. So you're working on bringing GlowPro into cosmetology programs through in-person education. So teaching the art and the business side, right? So why does that matter so much to you, would you say? And what are students walking out of school without right now?
So the cosmetology, just the whole profession in general, they're having a lot of changes from a federal funding, just a lot of issues going on. Spray tanning is kind of the Wild West. There's only maybe 2 or 3 states still in the US that require you to have some sort of cosmetology or aesthetics license before you can get your spray tan training. And spray tanning is highly unregulated, which means there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the sunless industry. Because I've been in it for so long, and I've kind of have a spa and salon background, so I know what standards need to be there, sanitation, safety, compliance, licensing, all those things.
Yeah.
I have a program to kind of onboard people. And that's GlowPro that you mentioned a minute ago is our spray tan certification and business development program. You can download or watch a million YouTube videos on how to do a spray tan. You can. And you can copy it and do it yourself. But you think of it this way. There's a million recipes that I can download off of, YouTube and replicate in my own kitchen. That doesn't mean I'm a Michelin chef.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
At some point, you do have to invest in the technical, real training. And that's where GlowPro comes in. Right now, it's an online program where we not only teach you how to do an impeccable spray tan, the methods that we use in our salon, but we also teach you all of the business foundations from step 1, like opening a bank account. Like I'm going to show you all the things that I followed through for the last 20 years, all in one place, and you just follow the playbook. So when you finish our program, you're confident, you're ready to go. All the netting foundation is ready for you. You just got to go out there and do the tans.
Yes.
I jokingly tell people I can teach anybody to do a spray tan. I can teach a monkey to do a spray tan, but you can't teach a monkey to run a business.
Yeah.
And you need to have those foundations. Having a background as being a teacher, I also learned that everybody learns a little differently. Some people like to just put the headphones on and listen. Some people need an actual video. Some people just want to sit and read the text. So our entire online program has each modality of learning. So we really do try to meet you where you're at. Yeah. So you get the information on all different levels. So it hopefully sinks in a little bit more. And you finish our program certified and more confident.
That is so amazing, because I think that that's what keeps so many women stuck, is that they just don't have the answers and they don't know where to find answers. And then they just kind of bury themselves in the fear of the figuring out part, where when you have a program like this, you're like, okay, wait, this sounds cool. I would like this. Now I just need somebody to literally give me the roadmap. You guys, having the roadmap is game changing. You're going to save so much time. You're going to make so many less mistakes. You're going to save money because you're not going to put it in the wrong places. You're going to learn the systems, the operations, and everything. How powerful to start a business coming into it like a pro, because you've been taught by a pro, right? That's just, I can't say enough for business coaching like that.
That's the intention. I learned from the School of Hard Knocks. I really do live by the motto that we are only as successful as the success we're able to foster in others. And that whole program is designed so women don't have to fumble through it. Yeah. You really can take that total roadmap. You can, and I've been in this industry so long. You talked about, wasting your money on all the things. I have built great relationships with all kinds of vendors, from your insurance to your booking software to your products and supplies. And all of those vendors have graciously given me promo codes to pass on to the people that take our program. So that's sure, amazing. You're making an investment in taking our program, but you're going to get discounts out of the chute for good vendors. Yeah. You're going to the top, the best of the best, and you're going to get a discount from them right out of the chute. I tried to think of everything when I was putting up, like, what would I want 20 years ago when I was starting this whole process?
That's what makes a coaching program so powerful, is having lived the pain points so that you can pave the way for everybody else to not have to have all those hiccups along the way. It's just, I keep using this word, but it is so game changing. Like, I want everybody to understand that, whether you're working with Stacey or somebody else. I mean, it's just go to who knows what the heck they're doing. Can we all just go back for a second and remember when she said that on her good days with 2 rooms that they're bringing home $3,000 to $5,000 a day? Okay, spray tanning people. If you're okay with looking at people naked, okay, then you could seriously be making a lot of money doing something that is like light and flexible, and that you can, again, hire people for, so that you don't have to be the one doing all the tans all the time. It is so possible. So I hope that this is really resonating. So tell us, where do people find you and how can they work with you?
So we're on every platform at Glow Girl Tanning. The website for our actual GlowPro training program is glowpro.glowgirltanning.com. On LinkedIn, I really find a great network of professionals and beauty pros on LinkedIn. All of our resources are there as well. But again, we're on every platform you can find us. I'm guessing you'll provide all those links for people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We will hook all of that into the show notes. And I really hope that this has excited all of you listening to this today. This could be a really amazing venture. And quite frankly, it could be a side hustle even. It doesn't have to be look at her. She was teaching and doing this. So if you're somebody who's looking to totally start something new, replace a 9-to-5, or somebody who would really just like to have extra income, extra padding in the bank account, this could really be for you. Okay, so you guys, I need you to hear the thing underneath everything Stacey just said as we get ready to say farewell for the day. She did not start with a plan, a loan, a mentor, or permission. She started with $500, a full-time job, and a kid who needed her, and a decision. And the reason her life looks the way it does now is not because she found more hours. Obviously, she was very busy. It's because she stopped being the girl doing the work and became the woman who owned the work. That shift is available to you. Today, in whatever you're building, at whatever ugly, unfinished, held together with tape stage it's in right now. You don't need to be further along to start thinking like the owner. You just need to decide that busy is no longer the goal. So write this down somewhere that you're going to see it. Booked is not free. Build the thing that runs, okay? And listen, if this one hit you, I need you to do me and Stacey a favor. Send it to her. You know exactly who she is. The friend who's brilliant and burnt out and undercharging and telling everybody that she's fine. Text her this episode right now. And then if you would follow the show, please leave us a review. Even one line. I don't care. I read every single one, and it's genuinely how other women find us. Okay? That's it. That's the whole ask of you today. Stacey, thank you. Truly, everybody go find her at Glow Girl and GlowPro. All her links are in those show notes, but you could really change a lot of people's lives listening to this today, Stacey. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Jennie. You are a force. You have an energy that I just absolutely admire. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. That means the world to me. And for everybody listening to this right now, if you've been waiting, I ask you the question. Girl, why not you? Have a great day, everybody. See you next week. If something in this episode made you sit up a little straighter or dream a little bigger, don't ignore it. That's your future nudging you. I'm living proof that you can start messy, start scared, start in the worst timing, and still create something beautiful. Thank you for listening to Girl, Why Not You? Now go take one small step towards the life you've been craving. Hit subscribe, leave a review if you feel called, and share this with someone who's ready for more.